Hi there, I'm Jen Houston from the Artsy Fartsy Gallery here in Canada. It's so nice that you could stop by and craft with me today. We have been using the Tags and Tidings bundle this week, and I wanted to show you a different way on how to make some cards using this set. So not only is it good for tags, for Christmas gifts, but you can make cards out of it as well. And so I want to show you how to do that. All right, I'm going to flip this screen here for you, just so you can see. The fun bit about this bundle, Tags and Tidings Bundle, is that it's a big stamp like this. All these little bits are connected, so it's one big stamp. So you could cut out all the little pieces, but who wants to do that? It comes with a framelit that cuts out each of those little pieces perfectly. How awesome is that? I'm kind of a lazy stamper, and so if I can get away with, not cutting something, I sign me up, because it's awesome. So that is what we are going to use today. Love that bundle. You can find it in the holiday catalog. Something else we're going to be using is this buffalo check stamp. It's also this big, huge stamp, and I must say it is my favorite out of this catalog. I have come to love this stamp set, so I am throwing it in this, that, and the other for my Christmas cards because I love it so much. So that is also in the holiday catalog. If you do not have a holiday catalog, let me know and I can send it to you. It's got lots of gems in it. So let's see what cards we're going to make. So I made some examples ahead of time just to show you. So here's that buffalo check stamp on red, on real red. The card base is soft suede, and this green strip here is garden green. So those are the color combinations that I'm going to use today. Then I have this burlap ribbon. I have linen thread, and I have these little tags that I've cut out nicely with the framelits. No cutting required, remember. And I've just kind of let them hang where they go. Tied them on, kind of. All right, so that's that one. This is kind of opposite. So I've got the real red, the garden green, and the soft suede. But this time I used two different little sayings from the Tags and Tidings stamp set, and I colored in all the little red Christmas lights on it just to add a little bit of a feature. And here's another one. So I've got the soft suede, the garden green, the real red, and a few other little tags hanging there. So we're going to make one more card using this set. Now you'll notice that this has bumps in it. And the way we do that is there is an embossing folder. It's called Corrugated Cardboard, I believe. Corrugated? I will look it up and put it in the comments below. And so this embossing folder, basically you use with a big shot, and it squishes the paper and puts the pattern onto the paper. So you do need a big shot. Now I'm going to show you some tricks with this, because when I first got this embossing folder, I was kind of disappointed because I didn't really know how to use it right. And so I'm going to show you how I did it at the beginning, like I usually do. This is kind of how you usually put the embossing folder, or your paper in the embossing folder. Now since this is such a thick embossing folder, you only have the platform. You don't have any other plates or anything. You just put one plate over top and then run it through the big shot. Okay, so depending on your machine, because every machine is different, depending how squishy it gets, it can do this. Oh, it didn't do it to my paper, but a lot of times it would squish it so bad and it would tear. So I'd have little French fries, but I wouldn't have a nice strip of paper. So to prevent that, Of course, it doesn't do it when you need it to do it, right? So to prevent that from happening, or if you have an embossing folder that keeps kind of tearing because it's squished it too much, what you can do, let's not use this one because it is the shimmer paint. I have a mister. And so basically what you do is you fill it with water and you spritz the paper. Just lightly, don't go to town or anything. It doesn't have to be soaking wet, but I think it just helps that paper stretch a little extra. So do the same thing as what we just did. Put it back in the big shot in the folder. And I'll show you the difference. So that one definitely is more, less kind of bent out of shape almost. It kind of is a little more bendable, a little more flexible. All right, so there is a trick that you can use if your embossing folders are just not working right. All right, and I'm just going to put this plate down because we don't need it anymore. I've already pre-cut the items that we need today. So the colors we're going to use here, I've got a garden green base, so that is cut at 8.5. So basically it's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that's cut in half. So if you cut it at 5.5 inches, you now have 2 card bases. So cut that in half. Oh, I see dirty here, so that's where I'm going to put that buffalo check stamp on, or a buffalo check pattern on, and no one will even notice. All right, this is measured at 4 inches by, let's see, that was 5.5, so I think it was 4 by 5. And I'm going to glue that on with my snail tape. So I've pre-stamped this paper with that buffalo check stamp, just so you wouldn't see my filthy hands after stamping with it. All right, our next step is to, now where's my burlap ribbon? Just a second. Must have used it on a different project. So here we go, we'll start again. So I'm just gonna measure it the length of this soft suede piece. And sometimes it doesn't stick so well when you try to run the snail on the ribbon to stick it to things, and especially because this is bumpy, I want to make sure that it sticks down. So what I'm using is Stampin' Up's Tear and Tape. So I'm going to run this the length of the ribbon. So it's kind of like double-sided sticky tape. Just one strip down the middle of the ribbon. Make sure you burnish it. Make sure it's just, you know, all those little nooks and crannies there. And then just peel off the backing. And you're left with a strip of tape. So what I'm going to do is just lay this onto the corrugated paper. Start maybe at the top, kind of press down, and there we have that. All right, the next step is to use our linen thread to tie on those little tags. So I've got holly, jolly, and naughty nice. So I'm just going to wrap this around the back, and I'm going to put in, I love that these tags, I don't know if, there we go, come with holes in them. When they punch them, when the framelit cuts them out, they have holes, which is wonderful. So you don't even need a hole punch to do this. It's all done for you. Okay, so wrapping this around here, and I'm going to go around an extra time, so I'll get a little more thread happening here. Want it up a little bit higher. Raise it, shimmy it up there. And then I'm going to tie myself a bow. Using the line. Whoops. Just about had a little escape there. And you can fiddle with it, of course, to make the loops as big or as small as you want. In the middle or off to the side, and then you can just cut off the rest that you don't need. I think I'm going to leave it off to the side a little bit. I think it looks kind of fun. Okay, so now, because I said this is corrugated, it's kind of tough to run your snail down it and to make sure that you get all those big raised bumps covered with glue. So what I'm going to use again is this tear and tape. So I'm just going to put a strip down each side. Just for good measure here at the bottom, I'll just run a little snail. Okay, just burnish it a little. Don't press too hard, otherwise you'll squish out those bumps from the embossing folder. Take off the backing. Okay, you're left with a strip of tape. Just rub this a little bit. Oftentimes if you rub it a little bit, that helps when you want to get that piece of paper off. There we go. See? Okay. Now I'm just going to line this up with the top. Kind of decide where you want it and lay it straight down. And there's our finished card. Isn't that cute? I like it. It could be masculine, it could be feminine, it could be a gift. It kind of looks like a gift a little bit, but it's very versatile and lots of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this technique, and I hope that you give it a try. If you are interested in any of the products that I've used here today, contact me and I can get you in contact with some of these items that you could use to make fun cards at your house. All right, I hope you have a good day. Talk to you later.